What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Mom and Son podcast. This is Anton Falls to the Sun. Right now, no mom. She's very busy right now. So I got, of course, two of my really, really good friends, and I would say some of the oldest friends I've had. I have Rolf Lamela.
Yo, what's up?
And Martin Awid.
Hey.
Two of my very avid listeners. And we're going to be talking about SDR or short distance relationships. I'm going to be talking to Rolf first, since I would say, Rolf, you'd be my, probably besides family, like one of my first friends.
For sure.
Like birth friends.
Yeah, since birth. We've known each other since birth practically.
And it started really in the beginning days. So me kasi, I was born and I lived here in Nahagad, here in this village. And Rolf is actually on the same street as me. And if you look at history kasi, diba, tribes, they would really live and die together. A lot of their ways of living really depended on geography or the distance. So I feel like it's the same when it comes to friendships and relationships. Kasi ikaw, your experience, Rolf, growing up, diba neighbors would be like one of the groups you'd see the most, or
every day as a kid, like when you go out, go to the playground, to the basketball court, the people you see or hang out with are your neighbors, like the people's kids or your titos and titas. It's just them.
Yeah, and kasi growing up, also in our experience, Rolf actually is a batch older than me, so that was a big deal. I think chumamba rin na there are a lot of people who in our village, at least, now we were the same age.
Yeah, same age.
There's Zhao, there's Kiko, there's Nathan. But then today, it's just Rolf and Martin with me. And sige, Rolf, let's talk about like our beginnings pa in grade school. Like, what are the stuff we used to do after school? We'd always hang out after school, or syempre on the weekends also. What do you remember from the things that we'd do?
Usually we'd go to each other's houses and we'd play with toys, different kinds of toys. This would be my Legos.
Yeah, Lego, which your parents, diba, came from your parents?
Yeah, the OG Legos, like really old pieces that came from my mom. And then there's also I had those toy cars, the Hot Wheels.
Yeah.
I had the racetrack of those. We'd set that up. And then in your house, we'd
the
play...
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the action figures. And then parang, since I was the youngest, we ended up just playing with an army of toys, from Q Marty's toys to Dikong's toys. Enrique nga would actually play with us then. If you remember our imaginary games.
When he wasn't in high school yet, we played
he
lot
played with
of
us.
games.
When he wasn't that busy yet. Marts, did you ever have experience of playing imaginary games?
Imaginary games? Well, of course, growing up, well, I didn't grow up with you guys here. I grew up...
Martin lives in the next village, so hindi siya parang walking distance.
Yeah, but even before that, I lived somewhere in Manila.
Okay.
So I didn't always live...
How old are you when you moved to Embassy?
I was in grade 3, so I'm not sure about the age. But in grade 3, we moved here to the village beside Anton's village. Mm-hmm. And we got close only because of dancing.
Yeah.
We took Bring Point classes, which was across our street.
The dance studio across our village. Okay, sige, going back to Rolf. Those are the things we had toys, we had imaginary games. I also wrote some of them down. Biking.
Yeah, outdoor stuff.
We would play in the playground, and then it even evolved to wave boards. It's the skateboard with 2 wheels.
Yeah, that you like wiggle yourself, like may kembot yung ginagawa para gumalaw.
I got that because of you guys.
Yeah. Lots of influences.
Our whole barkada got those.
Yeah. And then
sponsor us.
something I see now, if you can parang notice, like the way kids now are. Diba, usually they're on their iPads, but they're playing games. Parang that's the norm now. And me, from my experience kasi, like going out with neighbors was such a huge part of my childhood. And I really think that it's something parents should allow and encourage for the kids to do. But then we were lucky kasi, Rolf, as in we were in a gated village.
Yeah, our village is pretty safe.
And it's pretty small. Like everyone medyo knows each other.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, and also... And I would say it evolved later on to basketball now. And then now going to Marts. Yeah. I would say na since Martin kind of quote-unquote joined the group a little later na, it's an effort na rin to be able to hang out even after school. As in, all of us have graduated college na. Martin's still studying law, Zhao's still studying. Actually, Kiko's still studying. Kiko's still studying. My bad. But then parang we're in that age na, 20s plus, na it's not anymore parang you just hang out with whoever's there. Kasi back in grade school, like I would hang out with my classmates kasi they were the ones near me. And I would hang out with neighbors because they're the ones near me. But then now, Diba? It's like more of a choice of who you hang out with.
Yeah, well, I think it started also because in my neighborhood, I don't really have the same age group of neighbors as you guys have here. So when I got introduced to your group here, I don't know. I just started to click, and
Yeah.
I always wanted to come here every summer, every day of the summer, and then even until today, since we had that really close relationship in the start,
Yeah.
it's easier for us to hang out and to
Yeah.
actually talk to each other and just say hang.
Oh yeah,
everyone's just
no agenda needed.
no agenda. Just someone just needs to say hang or tambay, then we're all there already.
I remember reading this quote yung mga Facebook posts na may nice pictures sa background tapos may quote siya. Parang it said na if you're friends with someone for 7 years, chances are you're gonna be friends for the rest of your life. And I feel like ours has been at least you and Miro for at least 20 years.
It's way too long.
March parang like 15, something like that.
Yeah, I don't like that.
And I think it's very important to have that, like as a like growing up, kasi now syempre like we're kind of quote unquote adults na. I think it was such a huge influence kasi me growing up, like that would be our classes, diba in grade school, it would change sections every year. So parang there's not that
Consistency.
we don't really have that consistent group of friends. Like, syempre you have family because you live with them. Pero sila yung no choice na kasama mo.
Yeah.
But I think how important do you think, Marts, is that having that constant group of friends na same people throughout the years?
For me, it's very important because they're the ones that you can really rely on.
Yeah.
Through ups and downs. Of course, personally, individually in our group, everyone has gone through so many things. And end of the day, when we're together or even if we're not complete, it's so easy for us to actually talk about our feelings, as Anton would always say. Talk about our feelings with each other. And let's say, Ja, one of our kabarkadas, I see him like once or twice in every two or three months.
Once a quarter.
But once we're together, he tells me about his problems, I tell him about my problems.
Parang nothing changed.
Nothing changed talaga. It's so easy and so important to keep that relationship.
Yeah.
For me personally.
So we call that low maintenance friends.
Low maintenance friends.
Yeah, I would say the neighbors, at least us, yung talagang low maintenance friends, because I think the fact that we saw each other grow up. And then so one thing I want to mention and kind of talk about was that I'm not sure with Martin though, but then I could clearly remember mine, Rolf, Nathan, and Giles circumcision. Now we were
we had different experiences.
We weren't there. No, we didn't get it sabay. But then, was it all? There was never a time na someone was circumcised sabay. Parang,
no, it wasn't.
There was always like seasons.
Times,
yeah.
I remember Rolf's.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's different. It's kind of funny. And let's just talk about it. It's kind of funny how we all had their different circumcision stories. I remember Rolf's was the first time I saw cup noodles that way.
Yeah, dude. You use the cup to protect your crotch area.
That was your style.
Yeah,
that was your style. And then,
so you could wear your
if tipong something as taboo and as funny as circumcision, but we're okay lang. We're chill about it. Kasi, we grew up naman with each other. Hindi mo get over si Mort sa cup noodles. Si Rolf, yun yung style niya.
This is the first time I heard that story.
Cup noodles. Akin naman, mine would vary. I tried using like my mom's skirts, and then I would say that for like the early parts, I just had to bear it all. I just have to go nude kasi ayaw hassle eh.
Well, for me, all I had...
Were we going there? We weren't going to your house yet, no?
No.
Were you circumcised in birth or?
I was circumcised
mga
on
grade 5.
Grade 5.
That is
I was
the time.
Yeah. And I just had the usual way, the ones you see on TV. You just lift up your shorts. And no underwear underneath.
Okay.
But then again, I was a kid, so I usually spent my day just lying down the couch. And then you can just play sleep, put your shorts down, and it's not gonna be painful. And I just play video games the whole day. Because I took it during the summer. I had my circumcision during the summer.
We didn't hang up in yours is the only one we didn't have the opportunity.
No, because I was the only one who lived there. So like. You guys you guys had a well-established place
we'd have to migrate.
Already. Yeah. And,
although it's less than a kilometer away.
But none of us drove back then.
Yeah.
So it was harder, and not everyone had the bike also.
And malamang we wouldn't make you walk to us.
Yeah.
Okay, but I remember... Do you remember Rolf? Do you remember Giles?
Giles?
What was his experience? Or was he a birth
No, Ja wasn't bro.
He was.
I think Ja was the big shirt guy.
Big shirt.
Yeah, just big shirt.
Okay. I remember, okay. But then from all of... I don't remember Kiko's also.
I don't remember Gigas.
But then my favorite was Nathan's. Nathan Buster.
No
Wala
care.
siyang pake.
No care.
Shorts!
Just
Naglalakad.
wear the shorts. Just normal day for me.
Yeah, as in, wala talaga siyang pake. So we would hang out there. Nathan's would... There was a time that we would always hang out in Nathan's house and play with his dog. And he had a court also in his
Yeah, he
house.
had a mini court.
Wala siyang pake. Naka-shorts
Yeah, he'd
lang
play
siya.
he'd go shooting with us.
Like, he'd be kind of slow. Pero wala siyang pake.
Maybe that's why he's good at basketball today.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh,
Yun yung
you gotta do that.
Yun yung
That training.
Oh my gosh, that's so But yeah, anyways, the fact that we got to go through those type of experiences, I think it's very important. And for me, like I would encourage other kids, whether you're my age or you're young or parents with kids, not to explore your neighborhood. Kasi there are some people na I know a lot of people na they don't even know the people who live beside them.
Yeah.
Parang, I mean, you don't need to be like friends. Like you don't need to be Facebook friends, whatever.
Yeah,
but then,
a short story about that. My brother. So as I said a while ago, my neighbors, either younger than me or older than me, not really close to my age. And when we moved there, my brother wasn't really the social type. He didn't go out a lot.
this is Miguel.
Yeah, it's Miguel, my brother. But then, like, in the past, let's say, 5-6 years, that's when he really started, he met up with our neighbors, and then apparently almost a close age sila. And then now they're super close.
That's good.
They go out a lot, they even drink a lot na rin. So, it might not start off, like, kaagad.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you're not gonna find someone and then vibe with them and then, like, hang out with them every day. But then, like, if you actually just try, like Anton was saying, just try and actually, just try and meet new people in your neighborhood.
The effort,
never know.
The effort's really important, but I think kasi you can't, parang it's awkward nga though if you think about it, especially like guys lang. Parang, hey, let's hang out.
Yeah.
I think what made it possible for us, there was always an activity. Like Rolf and I started with toys, and then later on dancing. Dancing would be the biggest. I think that would be the biggest one because we were all really in it.
Yeah, and I think talking about consistency also, we all became teammates.
Yeah.
We all became teammates for like
not all of us, most of us.
Not Nathan.
Nathan didn't go to the same high
Kiko
school.
only became our teammate for
a
1 year, but then he would
come back and dance with us. Kiko kasi was
always came back.
He would make the effort to train with us.
When we were in so Rolf, we all went to the same high school. Except Nathan. Nathan went to Ateneo for grade school lang for a while. And then in high school, the dance team of Ateneo called Indak, we were all part of it. Rolf was a batch older, but then we were all part of it for a while. And then syempre, each batch would have their own group. And then Kiko was in our group, but then after he left Ateneo, he would still come back to like dance with us for the concert. As in, I would just find a way kasi technically, he's not in DAC. He's not Ateneo. But then, honestly, I was saying, Kiko, bahala. Don't worry, we're gonna get you to dance. Why would you make him not dance, diba? That's that would be so cruel. And then, okay, leading on to my next point, I would say na Martin was one of the reasons na why we'd still hang out a lot after. Kasi syempre, we all got busy. We all had our own lives. Most of us went to different colleges.
Yeah.
And then, you get your own org. And Rolf went to... Rolf went to Los Baños,
yeah.
which is pretty far.
Hey, but he still made an effort to really every time he
every
goes home
time
for the
he's
weekend
here, or Christmas break.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. So it's not. I would say that the short distance relationships, it started nga because we live near each other. We like this. We did the same activities, but then once you kind of form that bond, I think this would be one of the only ones I can honestly say na parang it's low maintenance friendship. Not meaning na lots of people kasi when they say low maintenance friendship, it's like,
they don't do
I haven't seen him in a year, but then we talk, it's like the same. For me, my definition of low maintenance relationship is that you don't need to always put effort and always hang out, but that doesn't mean that you don't want to. Kasi I feel like there's some people na they classify this friend as a low maintenance friend because they don't see each other much. Pero kasi wala namang effort na, I don't need to put effort in that relationship and it's still gonna be okay. For me, it's more of like, despite, like, we respect each other's, like, busy schedules and our own lives, but, like, we still make the effort. Yeah, when we still have the chance, it's not naman, like, we know naman it's really different na from when we were kids na we would hang out almost every day talaga. And summer, like, we would really make summer plans together, take workshops together, ganun. I think it's something that, like, as you grow up and as you mature, the friendship kind of stays along with you.
Yeah.
But you still have to
Make an
sort of
effort.
put that.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was it like, Marts? Because you were the only non-Terrapura 6 resident.
Effort for me was in my head. All I want to do was be with my friends. I have a really high value for friends, and as seeing that there was no one near my proximity, I had to make an effort.
You didn't have that many about
I
same
had a
age.
few. I had Vince Ignacio, I
yeah.
had Luigi Suarez, but then like they were a batch lower than me, and
that was such a big deal, no? Even if, like, now, if you think about it, if you're a year different, parang, there's no difference. But then back then, no? Parang,
back then,
if you're a different batch, you're in a different world.
You don't get it there.
Yeah. You're not my age.
I mean, see, Rolf only gets it because he answered us a lot.
Yeah.
He
So parang,
knows everything.
like, ano na siya,
Yeah.
na medyo na
He's
tawag
in
doon.
between
Yeah.
the batches.
I was like a spoiler alert because the subjects you take next year, I'd like give you hints and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, you were saying what?
But yeah, like even now, I'm in law school. It takes up so much of my time, and I rarely get to see these guys. But then, low maintenance friendships. Once we actually plan something, and at least like once a month, once every other month, or breaks, especially during breaks, dun tayo bana talaga tayo hangout
break,
Christmas break, summer break, bana talaga eh.
Go out with every day.
Besides the fact
Effort
that
talaga.
that it's easy to hang out because because we live near each other and we've seen each other grow up. I would say, especially when I started like having to earn my own money, the fact that you can hang out with people and not spend was such a huge help. Me, kasi I really love to go out and spend time with people. Like my style, because there are people na like they'll go. I said this na, like they'll go out one time. They go out Friday night, Saturday night, but then they have to spend the rest of the week like in their shell, hiding, reading a book. If I have one day at home not talking to anyone, I need to go out for like the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And then I don't want to always spend
that
them.
recharge me,
Yeah, baliktad yung sa akin as an extrovert. Baliktad lang yung sa akin.
I guess last lang for me, having these friends, once you find them, you have to make an effort talaga to keep them. Everyone's busy with their own lives, but I still find ways to support my friends. Let's say, see Rolf, during my breaks, if I have like a Christmas break, I find time and actually play Dota with Rolf.
Yeah.
Because I know he likes doing that, and I enjoy it also playing with him. For Anton, even if we don't get to see each other because he has busy schedule, I have a busy schedule, I listen to his podcast, and now I'm here.
Okay. For me nga, as in I'd like to share. I really am touched with when you guys share yung mga, I post my videos or I share my posts.
Right
Yeah, Rolf Lamela, one of my top fans.
right
here.
My Facebook.
Spotify siguro ako. Ako siguro yung top fan sa Spotify.
So I would say that as like an ending, as a closing note, yung mga I would say our short distance relationships, at least for all of us, for our neighbors, it started out very easily and organically because we just happened to be in the same street. We both like the same toys or the same TV shows. Ganun. As you grow up, you'd still have to put in the effort, but then it comes easier, and it's a very important thing that you have to hold on to in life. Na kasi people say naman, diba, that's what life is measured. That's how it's measured naman. It's like the moments, and you share it to the people who mean a lot to you. And then if it's people who have seen you grow up, and if you know their families and they know your families, there's a different, higher level of bond there. Ikaw, Rolf, mga closing notes on short distance relationships.
But I'm sure that these friends of mine, these are for life.
Yeah.
I can always go back if I need help or need anything. You guys
need
are
a
the
ride.
first. Going back to what you said a while ago, I guess we're not just low maintenance friends. We're also no budget friends because we can hang out no budget. I mean, what are we supposed to do after this, dude? You just invited us to play Smash.
Yeah.
We're just gonna play Smash on the Switch, and then we're making this podcast right now.
And with that, we will be concluding this episode because it's now time to play some Smash. Alright, so thank you again, Martin.
Hey, thanks, Ton.
And thank you again, Rolf, for
Thanks.
listening to my episodes and for finally joining.
Yes, sir. It's
That's
always been a dream.
Yes, sir.
Like him on Facebook, guys.
This has been Anton, Faust, for the Mom and Son podcast. Peace.
Peace.
The Mom and Son podcast airs every Tuesday, 7 a.m. and can be streamed on Spotify, Apple iTunes, Google Podcasts, Buzzsprout.com, and YouTube. Just search Mom and Son podcast for your weekly dose of family, finance, passions, and everything in between. Leave a comment so other listeners may find this podcast. If you have any questions or suggested topics, email us at antonfalso@gmail.com.